At no point should one human being who happens to be outside of their mother's womb have the right to determine that another image bearer of God inside their mother's womb does not have their same right to live.
From Living Word Church, you're listening to the Living the Word podcast, encouraging you to walk steadfastly in your Christian faith.
Mifepristone is a popular abortion pill that blocks a hormone called progesterone. The hormone progesterone is needed for a pregnancy to continue. This pill can terminate a pregnancy up to 10 weeks of gestation. It has been widely called the abortion pill. Democratic and liberal politicians are scrambling to prepare for another Trump presidency should he defeat President Biden in November. And one way that they are scrambling is to stockpile this abortion pill. One pro-choice governor just recently made news by saying that his state, Washington State, has already begun to stockpile years' worth of this pill. In fact, Governor Jay Inslee said that the pill has a 5 to 6 year shelf life and that they have a growing supply locked away in a state warehouse. Governor Inslee said, quote, "We have it physically in the state of Washington, which could stop him and his anti-choice forces, speaking of Trump, from prohibiting its distribution. It has a long shelf life, long enough to get us through another Trump administration." The New York Times took note of this story, and they wrote an article titled, quote, "The resistance to a new Trump administration has already begun." Governor Inslee is not alone in the resistance. At least 4 other states have established stockpiles of the abortion pill: California, Massachusetts, New York, and Oregon. This is a staggering position to take for the governors of these 5 states. There could be lots of different things that the leaders of these states would want to stockpile for the support of the citizens of their state. For example, the state of California, stockpiling money might be a good idea. The state, under the leadership of Governor Gavin Newsom, ended the year, last year, 2023, with a $45 billion deficit. Governor Inslee, perhaps, he could stockpile food and other resources for the support of the less fortunate in his state. Maybe he could consider bolstering the state's ability to protect her citizens by investing in law enforcement and military. But instead, these governors are stockpiling a drug that will murder the lives of innocent children. Elected officials take an oath of office to uphold the Constitution of the United States and to do everything in their power to protect the citizens they were elected to serve. And yet these governors, like Governor Inslee, are taking pride in the fact that the most vulnerable in their state does not have a voice and does not stand a chance under their administration. This is how far the culture of death has impacted our country. From a biblical worldview perspective, abortion is murder. This is straightforward. Abortion is wrong. It is a sin. Every life from conception is a life created by God and in His image. And this is where evolutionary thought concerning survival of the fittest has impacted our society. Image bearers who have more power than the image bearers in gestation should not have the right to determine at what point their fellow image bearer is or is not a human being worthy of protection. Did you follow that? At no point should one human being who happens to be outside of their mother's womb have the right to determine that another image bearer of God inside their mother's womb does not have their same right to live. Every image bearer is worthy of protection. And here's the point: murder should not be tolerated, celebrated, or stockpiled for under any circumstance.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you would like to submit a potential question, a topic, or an idea for a future episode, or learn more about the Living the Word podcast, you can visit us at livingwordhoma.com. We would like to say thanks to all of you who subscribed, shared episodes, and left reviews. Living the Word podcast is a production of Living Word Church in Houma, Louisiana, under the leadership of Pastor Ben Buffkin. Our prayer is that you will remain faithful to living the Word.